I had just returned from work and sat down to dinner with my parents. While my father and mother discussed their business, I tiredly finished my soup. My job was demanding and stressful, so I wanted to bed early tonight, but I still had to walk and feed our dog Alpha. Just as I got up from the table, I got a call from my friend Omrjan.
Hello, what are you doing, man? Not busy?
He asked in a cheerful voice. I'm going for a walk with Alpha. What happened? I answered. Omrjan never sat still. I knew that now he would ask me to go somewhere with him. My intuition didn't fail me.
Let's go somewhere with me. You can take Alpha with you. I'll allow it today.
Omrjan joked. I knew that if I refused him, he would take offense. So the three of us drove to some village in half an hour. My friend and I were in the front, and Alpha sat in the back, sticking her head out of the window. She liked the way the calm wind blew her right in the face. At other times, she barked into the darkness, frightening Omrjan a little. It was already about 9 o'clock in the evening, and I was afraid I wouldn't get much sleep tonight. Where are we going? How much longer? I asked in a tired voice.
An hour there, an hour back. Don't worry, brother. You'll have time to sleep and let Alpha see the world,
Omrjan said cheerfully. He had recently started dating a girl, but there was a problem. She worked in a village 50 kilometers away from the city. Omrjan bought his girlfriend flowers and sweets. He really wanted to surprise her. You should have waited until the weekend. It's not good to go out at night, I said reproachfully to my friend.
I can't wait, brother. I wanna see her. Hey, Alpha, don't touch the flowers,
Omrjan said, turning back. At that time, I saw a car on the road with its doors open. We were speeding straight towards it. I shouted loudly to my friend.
Hey, look, a car!
Omrjan managed to turn the wheel at the last moment. A little more and we would have had a terrible accident, but we were lucky. I looked in the rear view mirror at the car. Something about this situation wasn't right.
What assholes! Who leaves their car on the road at night like that?
Omrjan was angry. It was just like yours, even the same color, I replied.
At that speed I couldn't see anything at all,
said Omrjan. A couple of minutes later, we pulled into a village. Neither I, my friend, nor Alpha had ever been to this place before. The village seemed strange to us. The streets were completely empty, and the houses' windows were not lit. Strange like that. It's only 10 o'clock, and they're all asleep.
Yeah, brother, it's creepy. Let's drive faster through this remote area. We still have further to go,
Omrjan said excitedly. He pressed the accelerator, and we hurried to leave the strange place faster. About 5 minutes after we left the village, we came across another abandoned car on the road. Before I could say anything, Omrjan started to pick up speed. I could see he was very worried, and we quickly drove around the car. All I could see as we drove past was two guys sleeping in the front seat. Hey, what are you doing? Maybe they need help? I said to my friend.
It's the same car. How it appeared there?
There is something wrong. Something wrong, Omrjan muttered. Before we knew it, we had driven into the same village, or, as we say all again, the same street, the same houses. Oh my gosh, what the hell is going on? We were going straight. I started shouting. Omrjan said nothing. His eyes were like those of a madman. I knew him very well. At that moment, it was clear to me that he was experiencing real terror. I took the phone out of my pocket. There was no connection, and Omrjan had none. We drove out of the village again and saw that car again. This time, Omarjan didn't go around it, but stopped beside it. "Just as I thought," he said in an eerie voice. "What did you think?" "What's going on here?" I shouted. "This car has my license plate and my car too." I took a good look, and then I was horrified. It was our car. I don't know how long we sat like that, but suddenly Alpha started barking hard. I couldn't calm her down. She was darting back and forth across the cabin as if she had gone mad. Suddenly, the car's back door opened independently and Alpha ran out into the road. Without even thinking, I rushed after her. She ran towards the twin car and started barking at it. Omarjan also ran out right behind me. "Where did you run to? Down, come to me," I shouted to Alpha. But when Omarjan and I also ran closer to the car, we couldn't believe our eyes. 2 skeletons were in the front seats. "What the hell is this?" said Omarjan. "Clothes, look at the clothes," I said in horror. It was us, or rather, what was left of us. I walked to the back door and slowly opened it. I was afraid that Alpha's skeleton would be there too, but the back seat was empty. The second Alpha started barking even harder, we immediately came to our senses. The dog barked a couple more times and then ran sharply forward down the road. I started shouting at her, but it was as if she didn't hear me. "We will catch up with it by car," Omarjan told me. We drove back and at full speed followed the dog, but Alpha was nowhere to be found. I was puzzled, for she couldn't have run so far away. Just as I thought, we returned to the cursed village a few minutes later. There was only one road here, so we decided to try and turn around. But that didn't work either. We saw the car with our dead bodies again, and then we drove into the village. There was no choice, and I suggested that Omarjan stop before we ran out of petrol. "Let's drive up to this house. Maybe they will help us," I said in desperation. "This is a terrible idea. I don't think we can get any help here," Omarjan said in a shaky voice, pointing his finger at one of the houses. I saw the door slowly open and someone exited the house. There was something strange about his gait and it seemed very familiar to me. Then people started coming out of other houses too. "Let's go! Let's get out of here!" I asked my friend. But the car wouldn't start. We didn't know what to do and looked around. Many people were approaching us from different directions. They were walking slowly, something very creepy about them, and at the same time very familiar. We couldn't see their faces. I turned my head to the left and noticed that Omarjan was drenched in sweat and his lips were trembling. "Brother, we must run away, quickly!" I shouted to him. But he was looking up, and then I realized that his gaze was directed at the rear view mirror. I turned back slowly and my heart nearly stopped with horror. In the back seat sat us, or rather our half-decomposed corpses. They were staring at me with their dead pale eyes, skin falling off their faces and rotten teeth instead of lips. I screamed with all my mind and began to shake Omarjan. He came to his senses and we just fell out of the car at the exact moment. A whole crowd had gathered around us. I could see them. They were all us, just at different stages of decomposition. To be honest, I was getting ready to die. But suddenly, we heard a dog barking in the distance. I recognized it. It was Alpha. The dead man immediately stopped. The barking got louder and louder, and I realized the dog was running towards us.
Alpha, come here, come here.
I started shouting. As the dog ran towards us, the corpses moved in front of her. It was as if they feared her and couldn't even get close to her. Alpha ran up to me and started pulling me by my jumper. I realized that she wanted to drag me away from here. Omrjan, not thinking long, ran right after us. I wanted to return to the car, but Alpha pulled us towards the forest. She led Omrjan and me to a wooded area in a few minutes. By this time, the sun had already risen, and in an hour, we were back on the motorway. After walking a couple of kilometers, we came across our car. It was standing in the middle of the road with the doors open. It was empty inside. Something told us the nightmare was over. Indeed, an hour later, we were in town. We didn't tell anyone what happened to us that night. No one would have believed us anyway. Sometimes, Omrjan and I tried to understand what it was, but we hadn't found a logical explanation. But I know that if it hadn't been for Alpha, we would have joined the people of the cursed village.